what's your Swedish like?
I'm fluent.
Really?
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, you hear that?
Yeah, I know.
Whoa, Bradley Cooper, shout out
Right?
to the Swedish.
Dog, you
team.
hear that?
She'll whisper sweet nothings to you. Can you whisper a sweet nothing to us? That would be like, I know it's gonna sound, it's gonna sound like car gears grinding or something like that.
It's like I'll just make something up like all guttural.
If
Like
it
I'm
sounds,
just like
if it sounds anything like German, I imagine it's gonna sound like in Dune when they're getting ready for battle, where it's like that's Swedish.
Is it?
I don't know. We're gonna hear it right now. Stay tuned.
Can't make these claims.
Are you guys ready?
To Ablas Bradley Cooper.
Jag sitter här med de här två dumma killar och de vill att jag ska prata svenska. De vill se hur det låter så.
Now imagine if she was yelling that.
That's
How
so
intimidating
cool,
that would be. This is the No Prisoners podcast. We have a special guest tonight with a great announcement. But before we get into that, we have a happy hour at the end of this month. Well, depending upon when this happy hour or this episode comes out, rather, there will be a happy hour at the end of this month. Whether or not this episode is coming out in April or May, we don't know yet. So you'll enjoy this episode when it comes out, and there's no point to doing the rest of this ad. But we also are on the stadium of the No Prisoners podcast, 86 West. We can say tons of great things about them all the time, regardless of if it's April or May. 86 West hosts our events, our podcasts, allows us to do a lot of other really cool things. They've been really gracious with their space and support our show and everything like that. So if you haven't eaten here and you listen to this show, you're ridiculous.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You just completely
get a Kobe burger.
I've talked about this restaurant so much that if you haven't eaten here by now, there's just no hope for you. But without further ado, I think that's all we gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, the notes aren't popping up on the thing, so I'm holding this and it doesn't even say anything.
It did look professional.
And
I
was
thought
like,
you were onto something.
Yeah, I was onto something. I tried to pre-plan, but anyway, nonetheless, we have our friend Bianca Saracini.
There we go.
Oh,
I like that flair.
Yeah. So Bianca and I are really good friends because of the podcast. You were on the podcast a long time ago promoting a previous business, and now you have a new endeavor that you're getting ready to get into, and that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Because we're already good friends that when you have really good friends on the show, sometimes it's like it turns into just a hangout, and then people are like, oh, that wasn't so good. But it was fun for us.
Yeah, it was fun for us.
But you actually have a message here today.
Yes, I do. So I have been kind of working behind the scenes to not resurrect my old bakery, but kind of like create a new space. Same delicious products, actually like additional products. So whereas Nord was all sourdough, just bread, I'm doing sweets this time. So the name is Swede and Sour.
Okay.
A little play on words there.
Sweet and sour because it's from Sweden.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now like sweets are going to be involved. No longer like going to just be a vegan model. No longer going to be nut free. So just kind of opens things up. I am heading to Sweden in 10 days to go stage under my cousin, who it was named Sweden's best baker in 2018.
Whoa.
And his bakery was just named Sweden's third best bakery.
Oh.
So
staying consistent at the top.
I'm sorry?
He's consistently at the top.
Yes. Yep. So he's been in business for 10 years. And he had said to me at one point when like everything was kind of falling apart, he was like, don't worry. When you're ready, I'm going to help you. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just going to be really fun to like work alongside him. I've never been formally trained. So I just feel like I'm just going to be able to like learn a lot of things and bring back some of these amazing traditional like Swedish like cinnamon buns and cardamom buns and some other things that he does really well.
Speaking my language.
Yeah,
buns.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So in getting kind of like into the whole Nord Bread conversation, Nord Bread obviously closed kind of like abruptly.
Yeah.
What was it like to see the outpouring of like support and questions and you know, all the people that like I told you asked me about
Yeah.
it. Like, what was that like from like owning a business? Cause like you're just going along baking bread and then the business ends and then you get this like outpouring of emotion that's was kind of unique. So I'd like to hear kind of like
it was amazing. And to be honest, like, you know, losing the bakery, it wasn't the only thing I lost. It was like I lost my home, I lost my bakery, you know, I lost my everyday job, my routine. You know, it was just like within like a week, it just all crumbled apart. So I just found myself like really floundering, and it really was what kept me going was like, you know, kind of all the people rooting for me. It was hard at first because, you know, everyone was just like, you know, I'll help you, you know, very generously, like give you money and like we'll keep it going and do this and that. And I was already so burned out after 5 years of just like hard grinding like that, and then all the emotional components, and then just the way it all went down, it was just so ugly that I could not imagine having the bakery. Like anyone who suggested that, I was like, no, I can't. Like I could not even fathom like trying to get back in there and fighting about it. Like it wouldn't have just been me just stepping back in anyway. I just didn't have the fight in me, and I just didn't have the grind in me. So
how much of that like support is factoring in your decision to go back? And
almost all of it. I have to say, like now that I've taken almost 6 months and like kind of like taking care of, you know, my body and my mind, and just like really, you know, try to nourish myself. I feel like strong enough mentally and physically to go back into it, but also just to see on like Facebook that there's still conversations being had, like where, you know, people are like, where'd Nord bread go? How can I get the starter? How can I get the bread? Just seeing that like people are still really interested in the product just fuels me now. And it's really almost every day or every time I'm out in town, there's someone who says something about it, or tries to encourage me, or, you know, asks me like what the next step is.
That's
what
awesome.
My plans are.
I think that goes a lot to say to, like, it probably says two things. It probably says something about you as a person in terms of like how you managed the relationships that enjoyed your product, but then it was also probably says a lot about your product, being that people kind of like they miss the product.
Yeah.
So I think it's like I would probably say it's more the product than you.
Yeah.
No offense.
No.
But like I know in our house we definitely miss the bread.
Yeah.
For sure.
There hasn't. I mean, obviously there are other really wonderful bakeries around, but I think
nobody sees that territory.
Yeah. I mean, and just that the fact that we, you know, did everything with the sourdough process, so which will remain the same. Like any of the sweets that I bring in, like everything will remain sourdough. So that kind of covers the whole gluten sensitive crowd. And
it's kind of weird. We're talking about like bread, like it's like a gang corner. Like nobody stepped up to take the territory.
Yeah, like this is my town.
Swede Sour is taking this block.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? Because you mentioned the burnout. What are you gonna do this time around differently? Because like you're kind of going into this endeavor solo in a way.
yeah,
Obviously you are looking for investment. You have some investment, and like all those things are coming together for you. But you operationally, like you're not going to have a partner to, you know, have that support. Sometimes that support is a lot especially in a business where you're up at the hours and things like that. What are you going to do?
I've definitely been thinking about that and like just trying to be really mindful. I remember when we started like Nord in the beginning. You know, there was a lot of talk about how, like, you know, if we're going to be like Amoroso or something like that, like we have to get this bread out the door at like 4:30 in the morning. And that just wasn't feasible for like, I had a younger child at the time. It just wasn't going to happen. So we just created the schedule that worked for us, and people just went along with it. So I do see that it's going to be very important for me to like lay down a foundation, like exactly how I kind of want to live and like the lifestyle I'm willing to lead, and really stick to those. You know, ideas that I have now, because I just do not want to end up in this situation where I was before, where I was just like so burned out that I wasn't enjoying life. I wasn't seeing family. I wasn't seeing friends. It was just really just get up and grind every single day. So that's something that I'm still kind of like working out in my mind. I think I'm just at the point now where I'm at the point where I'm so close to making this happen. There are like some walls I keep coming up against, but I feel like I just have to keep moving forward, and I have to just have faith that like it's going to fall into place, and that I have enough of like a skill set and I have enough experience in doing this already that'll be like muscle memory. Because otherwise I'm in my house just like over analyzing like every detail and not really making any forward movement. And it's like a trap too, I've realized.
So are you going to are you going to be more of a traditional bakery in the sense that you're going to have like a storefront or something like that? Or like, how are you going to be different in that way?
I mean, I'm not so sure like how many of the wholesale accounts like I'm going to either get back, or if I can even manage doing that right away. Cause I did lose like my van and stuff like that. And like, you know, I have one employee that wants to come back, and I just have to like kind of start small again. And it is kind of hard because you go from, you know, you start small, you build up, and then when you like drop it, now you go back into it. It's kind of like you just feel like you're not accomplishing anything unless you go back to like the level that you were at. But it's impossible. Like I know for a fact I can't go back into it to that degree. So it is going to be different. I'm not really like zoned for like a retail storefront situation there, so I have to be careful about that. It's probably going to be a lot of like pre-ordering, pickups, you know, maybe certain hours. I'm kind of considering maybe even making like one of the windows like a pickup window, so nobody actually comes into the space, so that I have like every square inch of that place for production. So just people kind of walk up to the window, they kind of, you know, open
I like
up.
that.
Yeah. And so we'll have like a small menu outside.
I have a request.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah, definitely.
I got sent to pick up pizza one time that they made like just a special kind of thing. And like Ariel and Bianca had been talking, and there was like, I was given strict orders to get the pizza and bring it home like untouched. And when I got there, Bianca was like, you have to take this pizza home untouched.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, everybody's on me about this pizza. I got it open in my truck, and I was like, oh, shit, I should have just kept this closed.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely ate a slice.
Yeah, of course.
It was so good. I was like, damn, this is really good. We might have a whole nother business here.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza.
Yeah. There, like, I do have like a lot of like creative ideas about, you know, bringing, you know, other like kind of guest chefs in, like to do certain like almost like a pop-up out of there,
Like
to do different, like
thing.
different products.
Are you going to do the farmers markets?
Yes and no. So, you know, obviously when you leave a farmer's market, like other people kind of get your space, and I get it, you know, like they don't often have like, I know Doylestown doesn't have like more than one bread person that comes in. Wrightstown does have more than one bread person, but you know, I was told that like I'm welcome back, but like doing some of the things that like the other bread people don't do, which would probably be more geared towards the sweets. So I think it'll
Yeah, but that'll kind of work in your favor, in my opinion. I don't know these other bread companies. I have no ill will. Die. But if you make, if I was walking in the market, I check out all the hand pies and like the sugary stuff and pickles.
Yeah.
So if you set up next to the pickle guy, you'll be cleaning up.
The pickle guy.
Dude, yeah, the pickle guy.
I know. I love seeing people walk around with a giant pickle on a stick.
Oh my god, yeah, they have pickles, like flavored pickles. Oh, this isn't the Pickle Guy podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah.
But maybe you can still pull up with bread, because sometimes I remember I've been to farmers markets and sometimes they run out of the bread that I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I gotta go get it at ShopRite or something.
Have some trunk loaves.
Yeah, you know, just have them
Just
in
like
case.
selling guns out of your trunk. Just be
Yeah.
like, well, you guys want to see some stuff?
Yeah, you guys want to see the black market?
Show them all the black market loaves.
Yeah, the Silk Road, dude. Silk Road of bread.
Yeah, the FBI starts staking out the market.
Yeah.
We heard some suspicious breadtivity.
Breadtivity.
We were always accused of like putting crack or something in our bread because it was kind of addictive. So I mean, Just saying.
It's
Your
very
bread,
good.
like, I don't even know.
At
I
one
didn't-
time they gave
I
us,
didn't think bread could be, like, I didn't really care that much about bread.
yeah.
And then I started becoming a bread snob.
Mm.
Same thing happened with coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we met you guys, and then you brought us that whole like care package.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
And Gilmar and I took that home, and the next thing you know, Ariel, shout out to Ariel because she's the serious supporter of the show. Gilmar and I support everybody.
Yeah.
But Ariel's the secret one buying all the products
Yeah.
from all the
Yeah.
people we have on the show.
That's
Right.
true.
So when people come on, like I introduce them to Ariel, and then she's just like, okay, puts them in the routine.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely miss the Nord bread. But I must say, like seeing all those people on Facebook just asking and just
I know.
it was
so
kind
touching.
of it was kind of weird because it was like paparazzi in a way.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god, Bianca's in the tabloids.
Mm.
But it was also kind of mostly positive, supportive stuff. I would say
Yeah.
99%.
I saw like, I would be sitting there kind of watching back and forth, and people would be like, kind of trying to figure out what happened and stuff. And I'm just
People are
sitting
really
there on
just
the other
curious.
side, like, I mean, there was nothing. It wasn't like people were talking smack or anything. I understand that like it's kind of strange that we like disappeared in the night. But yeah, I mean, mostly it was just like people just reaching out to me. Hey, how can I help? What can I do? And not even just about the bread, just kind of like, what can we do to support you? And I always felt that Doylestown and this area, like Bucks County in general, just like so supports their small business. And there was a time in the beginning where like there were some people that wanted to buy the business name and everything, and that was nice too. But like a lot of the people that were kind of throwing their hats in the ring, like just didn't have any experience.
Yeah, and it kind of would have been wrong to sell someone into the bread business.
Yeah, it was just difficult because like then they were kind of like asking if I would stay on for a certain period of time, and I kind of was like, I don't think I could take that. Like seeing my baby, and then having someone come in and like even change, I don't know, the paint color on the walls, or like want to change the logo, or maybe change a recipe or something. Like I know myself, and I just wouldn't have been okay with that, especially like getting back in there and grinding like that again, and then it not being mine. That's difficult. Like I can go work for someone else. I've realized that now. Like I've had some wonderful people that have like employed me during this time, and it's been really cool to go into other people's businesses and kind of like pick up some things that like I really need to employ these methods like in my next phase here, because I can see like what works, what doesn't work. And, I've definitely been happy to go in and like give my all to somebody's small business, but it's just never the same.
Yeah, once you are out on your own, or you get a taste of that success or momentum, I think putting the genie back in the bottle at that point is almost impossible.
really
I
is.
see people do it in times of desperation, but
Yeah.
you kind of always find your way back.
Yeah. I think what I realized more than anything, like I am an entrepreneur. Like if I ever doubted that, like just having like lost it and, where I am now, like I've definitely thought like, oh, well, I can do this and I can do that. And I mean, I had a cosmetology license for years. I was a hairdresser for 20 plus years. So I reinstated my license. I started working as an esthetician. That's what I currently do now, part-time. And it just didn't like, it doesn't give me the same just high that like having my own business did. Like, I guess I just didn't realize, I mean, there obviously are lows too. You're riding this crazy amusement ride that you can't seem to get off of, even when you want to at times. But I really, really enjoy like building something. So that's what's got me excited for this. I mean, it's pretty built-ish. It's like I'm almost like stepping into like a modular home that I'm going to put like, my finishing touches on. It's not from like building it from the ground up, like in the beginning of Nord. But
Yeah, having a bunch of sketchy ovens and like the barns.
yeah, I know. At least I know I can
Buying
like,
ovens on Facebook Marketplace.
oh my gosh, yeah, the fleet of electric ovens. No, luckily, like
we could go and look at the marketplace or market price of like used ovens at that time and see that you guys caused the market to kind of like peak up, and then when you stop buying, the market dipped.
right. I know.
That's how many you bought.
Yeah.
But so you said you're not going to do the nuts and the vegan, or like the no nuts and vegan. Like,
yeah.
what was the reasoning for doing that in the first place, and why aren't you doing it now?
Well, the vegan thing kind of came about because we just had like a Department of Agriculture license. So it just made it easier, like not to have like dairy around or eggs or anything like that because of the licensing that we thought we had to have. And it wasn't until someone reported us for doing pizza last year.
Wait, somebody snitched?
Yeah.
Do we know who?
It was probably you.
That just wouldn't make sense.
No, I know.
That investigation doesn't check out.
It was me.
I know. It's probably Gilmar.
It was me. Ah. I vanished. Dang, that sucks.
Pop
Yeah,
smoke.
so someone had reported us, but it was actually a blessing in disguise because then the Department of Health came through and she was like, you're working under the wrong license, which I'm like, all right, how would you know? I mean, this whole time we've been Department of Ag, nobody has said a word. And I said, well, we're not doing cheese, we're not doing eggs. She's like, doesn't even matter. You can't work under this license. Okay. So now we had like the proper licensing, and now it opened up the doors to like be able to do everything. Like we could add like anything we wanted because we had.
So the snitch accident like was snitching because they thought you were making pizza and you didn't have the license to make pizza. You have to be licensed to make pizza. If the snitch is listening right now, if I ever find out who you are,
right, it's just
I'm gonna send you a nasty
backfired.
letter.
I know,
and leave you a 1-star review if that's
Yeah.
if that's an opportunity.
Yeah. It just goes to show, like, you know, most people that are.
Was it the competition?
I honestly, I was racking my brains to try to figure out who would have the time or the know-how to like, or, you know, like knew our license and how it's structured.
So it's convenient enough. You've come to Bucks County's #1 investigative journalists, and you would want to start with your competition because somebody was trying to clean the market and trying to make it difficult for you. Or you had a scorned customer, but that would limit the scorned customers to the ones.
An employee, a scorned
You had a
employee,
mole.
maybe.
Or maybe a snitch in the kitchen.
There's
So
a
it would
mole.
have to be somebody with the knowledge of the licensing.
Yeah.
So it would have to be a scorned customer with knowledge, an employee with knowledge, or competition.
Yeah,
We're fine. We're getting to you.
I know.
We're finding out who you are, Sarah.
I would like to get
What if her name was? And she just turns
and
it
she's
herself
just like,
in.
oh shit.
I'm sorry, it was me. I don't want any trouble.
But now I would like to know who it is so I can thank them because it made it so much better for us. You know?
we just want to thank you.
Yeah.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink. Yeah.
Or whatever.
With a basket.
with this special pizza.
A
Yeah.
gift basket.
You
Sarah. I know her name's Sarah.
think it's Sarah? You think it's a her?
Sarah the snitch.
You think it's she, her?
Whoa.
You don't think it's.
You're going to throw some pronouns.
You don't
on
think it
me?
could be a him?
This is a bread podcast. Omar. We're not getting into this.
You don't think it could be a him?
He, him? It could be.
Could
A
be.
Ronald.
Ronald or Sarah?
I feel like a Ronald. Ronald would be a name that would snitch on a bread company. Or a Daniel.
What a sad people. Anyway.
Now I'm just upset.
Yeah, dude. Now I want to go.
But we shouldn't be upset because it worked out.
Yeah.
So
it
we're
worked
back.
out.
Okay, I'm
So
back.
to
I'm
zero.
back.
Silver lining.
So back to zero. We're healthy people here.
Yeah. we're
Yeah.
back.
That's awesome. So what kind of other sweets are we talking here besides cinnamon buns?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm gonna like kind of scout out when I go see my cousin. Like he studied in Paris and does like beautiful pastries and stuff like that. And for a minute I was like, sourdough croissants would kill here because they just would. But
Let's be honest.
there's a whole like setup for croissants. You need like a pretty big piece of machinery, and that spot's just really small for that. So I just don't see that happening right now.
Just start putting additions on. Build one 2x4 at a time.
Yeah,
Just start
right.
building out.
I think my landlord would be a little upset, but if he likes croissants enough, maybe he'll work with me.
Just start baking in a tent outside. Just
I
like
know.
build an annex. You're like, we'll take it down in a few weeks.
Like a trailer, just like a
Leave it up.
trailer.
And then build an addition inside the tent. And
Yeah.
the tent comes down and be like, I don't know. This was always here.
I feel like if someone snitched about the pizza, someone may snitch
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but now we have bread mafia.
Yeah, well, I feel like now that I had the community's backing, maybe I just need someone to stand outside and just like,
Yeah.
Did you
Look
see
around.
how many positive comments you had? Like Facebook, you were trending on Twitter.
was I?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
You might have been.
Turn on Facebook.
It was like Joe Biden
Nord.
or bread.
What happened in Nord?
Yep. It was like the big question.
Yeah, hashtag Elon Musk wanted to know. And that's what trended it.
Oh, yeah. He's a fan.
Sometimes when you do investigative journalism, you just invent it.
He's actually my new investor.
Yeah?
Do it.
Yeah.
This breaking news, Elon invests in bread.
I'm basically building this whole bakery just so that Bradley Cooper will come to buy some bread because I heard he lives in the area now.
Yeah,
He's going to be my next boyfriend. Just heads up. Just I predicted it here.
We're not going to talk.
Is he married?
No, Bradley is not married.
Oh, Bradley's a single man?
Yeah.
Kind of.
You have a shot.
Kind
Not
of
for long.
single.
All right, you kind of have a shot.
Yeah. Upon recording this podcast, I believe Bradley is in a relationship.
Oh, damn it, Bradley.
I mean, I'll meet him for drinks later. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll
All
find
right.
out.
Well, be a good wingman.
Wingman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Give
see
him
what
bread.
happens. We'll see what happens.
Give him some bread. If you can make him some bread, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he'll fall in love.
seriously,
I know.
though, that's what we'll do. We'll get in that way.
That's what I mean. Like he just needs to have one of these cinnamon buns and.
I mean, to be honest with you, eventually he's going to need some work done on his house, and I'm pretty much first in line.
Oh, yeah. I'll be a wing woman for you. You be a wingman for me. Gilmar, what do you need from Bradley Cooper?
Nothing. I'm good.
Nah, man.
I'll watch an Eagles game with him.
We need his continued support for the Eagles.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll go watch a game.
Because Taylor Swift's a chump, and we need Bradley to offset Taylor. He's not as powerful right now because people don't know the power. But as soon as Taylor Swift gets married or something, people will be like, oh,
You think?
he's sold out.
Damn, you get married, you sell out?
She does, yeah, because she's like the heartbreak
Oh, yeah, you're
person.
right.
Like she literally breaks up with someone to create an album, or so it feels.
So it feels.
I don't really know.
I don't know either. I don't really listen to her music.
Yeah, I don't like Taylor Swift. My brother's into Taylor Swift, and that annoys me. So just out of principle, I can't.
I don't mind her. I think some songs are cool, but I don't listen to her music.
Yeah. I mean, I fault her for how successful she is.
That's fucked up.
At a certain point, you need to stop winning.
He wins too much, dude.
She just wins too
Just
hard.
wins some of the rest of us.
At
right?
a certain point, it's now an American culture that like you can only win to a certain point,
That's true.
and then we hate you.
Eat the rich or some
yeah.
shit.
One of these kids will wake up pretty soon. A lot of these young girls will become like college age ladies in liberal arts, and they'll be like, "Wait, Taylor's part of the team. We hate you."
Oh, shit.
The world will turn on her, just like they did Madonna.
The world will turn on her.
Yeah, and Britney Spears. Look at what happened to her.
Dude, she's
World turned on her real quick.
freaking dancing with knives.
Bring the bread mood down.
Yeah.
Talk about Britney.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, she changed her name to like Xylophone or something.
No, she didn't. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I was afraid. I was like skating on moments like that in my house, like just with all this shit going on. I was just like, I was so scared. I was just like,
Bianca
I'm like,
dancing in her underwear
am
with
I
knives.
losing my mind right now? I'm like, I am. So yeah. I never brought out the knives, but there was definitely.
Have you seen that
dancing.
video of Britney Spears
Oh,
dancing
yeah.
in her like bikini or something with the knives?
Yeah, she has like a signature move where she just likes to let you know that like
I don't know.
she shaves down or something. Oh, that was close.
The producer almost just spilled water all over the controller. We almost just had no more shows today.
It looks like I peed myself.
That's okay. There's nobody else watching this show.
Okay, that's cool.
God damn it, Gilmore. You tighten up.
All right.
Are you gonna? Okay, so we're making pizza. Potentially, we got cinnamon buns.
Yeah.
Would you make what are those things? Churros.
I'm not opposed.
Okay, I got requests.
Yeah,
for
or like
churros.
donuts, like
Ooh.
sourdough donuts.
Ooh, that sounds
would be
good.
bad.
Yeah. Is it cultural appropriation to steal Swedish stuff and then bring it back to America? Are they going to be upset about this?
I think it's fine because I'm like representing. I mean, I'm not just like
You're an ambassador.
She's of the Swedes.
I am Swedish, so I feel
Yeah.
like
Your last name seems Italian.
yes. My dad's Italian, my mom's Swedish.
What's your mom's last name?
Danielsson.
Okay, I was gonna say if it ends with two S's O N.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I was born there. Came here when I was like,
Do you have any tall people in your family?
yeah. my
How,
mom-
how tall is the tallest person?
Damn.
I feel like my cousin's probably over 6 feet tall.
We got any giants?
But my mom's like 5'8.5". My dad, I don't know if you guys met my dad. He's about my height, 5'4".
Have I met your dad? Yeah, probably I've met your
Yeah.
dad. Yeah, he was a truck driver
Yeah.
or the van driver
Yep.
on a truck. We don't want to get the DOT involved.
Her dad took down a tall Viking, huh?
Yeah.
That's
he
pretty
met,
cool.
He met my mom in Stockholm.
Did you just refer to her? Did you just say his mom? Her mom?
Oh, her dad.
Taken
God damn
down, like. No, I'm just saying that's just like a weird way to refer to someone's mother.
it. It's fine. We're old.
We got Maria's mom coming on in a little bit. You got to shape it up.
I'm not gonna do that to her.
No, yeah, but no.
The older Italian lady's about to come on and she's gonna slice you up.
I was doing molto bene, or I'll say something like that,
Okay.
and she'll love me.
Molto bene.
Yeah, molto bene. She's gonna be like, oh, she's gonna, oh.
Buon provecho.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Bum,
Tutto bene.
tutto bene. I don't know any other Italian, but
Come stai?
okay.
Tutto bene.
Oh, okay. All right.
See?
Damn.
I mean, I
Get
can
out of
teach
here,
you
dude. Get out of the booth.
Some Swedish words. They're not as. It's like not as
Can you
sexy.
teach-
Yeah,
language.
what's your Swedish like?
I'm
No, hold
fluent.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Hold the
she's
phone.
fluent.
Yeah.
Bradley
Can you teach
Cooper, you hear that?
Yeah, I know.
Whoa, Bradley Cooper, shout out
Right?
to the Swedish
Dog, you
team.
hear that? She's
She'll whisper sweet nothings to you. Can you whisper a sweet nothing to us? That would be like, I know it's gonna sound,
mean-
it's gonna sound like car gears grinding or
Right?
something like that.
It's like I'll just make something
Could
up
you
like all
imagine-
guttural.
If
Like
it
I'm
sounds,
just like
if it sounds anything like German, I imagine it's gonna sound like, you know, in Dune when they're getting ready for battle, where it's like,
oh yeah,
that's Swedish.
Is it?
I don't know. We're gonna hear it right now. Stay
All right,
tuned
all right.
Can't make these claims.
Are you guys ready?
after this advertisement. Okay. Go.
Now I don't know what I should say. I mean, should I pretend I'm like talking to Bradley?
Can you say, Bradley, get off of the couch and take out the trash?
Bradley, du måste. Wait, now I'm all like under pressure. Hold on a minute.
That would happen to me too. When people tell me to speak in
Yeah,
Spanish,
right.
to say
Like, because
something.
I'm like, get off the couch. I mean, all right.
Well, the fact that you speak Spanish is a facade that you've kept up for quite some time, and I'm impressed by
what
that.
the fuck? I speak fluent Spanish.
Yo también.
Okay, there you go. You speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. What? Why?
I'm a polyglot. No, I lived in Argentina for a couple years.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I speak Spanish with like the Argentinian accent.
Oh, so you say like che boludo, stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
They speak funny.
Yeah, yo hablo.
Yo hablo
Bradley Cooper.
español.
yeah.
Tu hablas, Bradley Cooper?
I mean, what I just realized too is you guys asked me to say get up off the couch. I could have just said anything like
That's
I'm
true.
sitting here with these two dum-dums and they want me to speak Swedish. I don't know why I didn't do that. That would
you
have been
coulda-
really good.
coulda done that.
Yeah, but
jag
that's so-
sitter här med de här två dumma killar och de vill att jag ska prata svenska.
That's
De vill se hur det låter. Så.
Now imagine if she was yelling that.
that's
How
so fucking
intimidating
cool,
that would
dude.
be.
that's so cool. I want to learn this.
Yeah, but like Swedish isn't like, that's why I like Spanish. If I want to like curse in another language, Spanish curse words are the best.
Yeah, do one right now.
La puta que lo parió.
Yikes.
Damn.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, what's
Chingate
better than
tu
like,
madre.
Yeah.
like the whore that gave birth to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like hits you where it hurts.
I always
don't
like
have
to
that
hit,
in
I always
Swedish.
like to throw in like a burrow with my insults. Like hit him with call him a burrow. A little donkey
Yeah.
action, dude.
I like the word verga. It's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like means like dick, or you be like verga, fuck. You know, like you use it however you
and,
want.
and in Argentina, they have like some of the weirdest ones where they're like la concha de la lora, which is like the of like this certain bird.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
I mean,
That's where I was supposed to go for a wedding last year, I think.
Argentina.
Yeah,
it's
our
awesome.
friend of ours married an Argentinian prince,
I've done that.
and we were
Done that.
we were just like too much was going on. I was like where you were a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You were there.
I was like, oh, DEFCON 4, we got
Yeah,
to
right.
plug the holes.
Yeah.
We're going down.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. But I was
Yeah.
like a submarine. I went down and came out.
That's what I'm waiting to just like rise from the ashes. Because let me tell you, like just having no financial stability all of a sudden is just like fucking scary.
I'll tell you what, it was it wasn't until maybe like phone going off here. I was gonna yell at Bianca's for a friend.
Yeah.
It's just Google letting me know that my Google listing is not legit. That they
Oh.
call me 3 times a freaking day.
Cool. Thanks,
It's a
Google.
fraud, but
Well,
it feels really good when you start getting that momentum back.
Yeah.
And that was that'll feel very reaffirming. Like right now you're in
Yeah.
the support. Like I had a lot, like I never stopped like you did though, because I was like, I refused to. There was a few weeks there that I had to like kind of really think about if I was still going to do this, because I'd grinded since 2012
Yeah.
on one goal. And it was interesting, like when like the dust settles, you realize you're not starting from scratch because you have so much knowledge.
Yeah.
And it's easy. Like now I'm doing things almost everything differently.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you also have like when you can't be closed-minded and not let like solutions come in. So I'm constantly trying to reach outside of our business to find new solutions, or I'll like collaborate with other people or talk to my quote unquote competition a lot. Like I have a bunch of friends that are doing quite well in the same space. But it was nice to kind of like, I feel like I kind of have like rocket fuel right now because if you know anything about rockets, if they weigh too much, they crash. Yeah. So if you trim all the fat off your rocket, it goes up into outer space. Yeah. And not to say anything disparaging about like my business partner situation, but it's regardless of like why you're separating, that reason at the end of the day you separate, and like what you do with that is like, and what next is the exciting part.
Definitely.
And if you're confident or you have a good system, which like I know what you've already done, I think it's going to be really exciting for you to kind of like hit the ground. I think that obviously it's going to be challenging as shit, and you're going to have a nightmare of a year ahead of you, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of mentally preparing myself for that in a way, but it's definitely going to be like exciting. I feel like what I've been going through for the past 6 months is like another kind of feeling. It's just like something I'm not familiar with, where I'm just like stuck and just
you need
kind of
patience,
like,
kind of
and the patience is really not my strong suit, and it was hard for me not to be just bounce right back and be productive again. And I mean, for 5 weeks, I didn't do anything. I didn't work for anybody. I didn't do anything. I couldn't. Like, I really could not. I would get up every single day, walk my dog, go to the gym, and just like try to keep my daughter's life as normal as possible. Because like that's the other factor is like now I'm a mom. You know what I mean? I have a 15-year-old teenager who I'm very good friends with her dad. So like we co-parent well. And so it was like not the same kind of stress as her like losing a father or having to go through like that kind of a divorce, but just like trying to maintain my own like mental health and good spirits for her when I wasn't feeling that way at all. Like there were many days where like she'd go to school, I would sit on the couch all day, basically like, crying or whatever, and then just wash my face before she came home and just like, hey, what's going on? Like I made snacks or whatever, like just trying to not pull her into my panic and like B, my depression. It has definitely been really hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like not for some of the reasons people may think. Like,
oh no, for reasons because your house got crashed into in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, your car got stolen. And
yeah, I've had like a string of bad luck, and I'm just like, I kind of also refuse to give into that too, where I'm like, my parents are sweet, but my dad would be like, you're such a good person. You don't deserve this. And I'm like, Dad, that's just not how it works. I mean, like, I just think life is just always happening, and it's just like happening to me a lot right now. And, I do try to find the lessons or whatever in things. But I mean, sometimes it just fucking sucks. Like you're just sitting there and you're like, wow, my heat broke during all this too. So I had like 10 days where I sat in the house in like 50 degrees in, my winter coat, just being like, what is happening here? I'm like Andrew said, my car was stolen out of the driveway. My house was actually hit and the gas line was sheared off and the whole house filled with gas. I mean,
yeah, Bianca comes out to the bar and she was like, I could have blown up yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, it's just
girl, no way.
I know. My daughter the next day was like, I didn't realize we could have blown up. She's like, man, like, I feel like we should be worried about that now. I'm like,
yeah, you were telling the story. You're like, my daughter was so calm. Your daughter had no idea that she could have done it. That's why she was so calm.
Exactly.
She's like, oh, this is just a normal day with a car in our yard.
I know. She was like, she's great in like an emergency situation. She was like getting the dog on the leash and the stuffing the cat in the crate, and went over to our next door neighbor who has like a disabled mom. And we, helped her out and everything. Meanwhile, like, I was a couple martinis in because I had a friend over. So I was just kind of like, am I like doing all the things I should be doing? And yeah, I mean,
it all worked out. You didn't bloat it up.
No.
Thank God.
I know.
We wouldn't have any baked goods.
Right?
Yeah.
Selfishly.
I know. I
No
feel
cinnamon
like
buns? No churros? No Swedish churros?
Nothing.
none of that. Nope.
What are you doing for, like, if somebody like myself or somebody like, successful like Gilmar wanted to contribute to this? Like, are you still looking for investors? Is that still a thing, or am I speaking like about things I can't speak about?
Yeah, no, I mean, I do have an investor, but that's the other thing. My investor had a stroke 2 weeks ago, unfortunately. So it's like, just like kind of, thankfully he seems to be doing better.
I wanted to make a joke there, but I decided
I
not to.
know.
I was like, why do you go and do that?
Right. So inconsiderate.
God damn, he doesn't know the community needs this.
What?
I know.
The churros and the cinnamon
Yeah,
buns.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so he's okay though.
He's okay, and I'm still. I feel like I have him as an investor, but I'm always open to like keeping all avenues open, because obviously until like things are signed, you just never really know.
Well, it takes a village too. As long as
Yeah.
when you're doing an investment like that, as long as the other investors are open to other investors, the more the merrier in some spots, because like you're kind of trying to get back and going quickly.
Definitely.
Like some cash infusion might be nice.
It would be lovely, because I mean, a lot of people have asked like how they can help, and I really just didn't want to like be taking money when I had like no plan. I mean, that just didn't feel right. So at least now I feel like, if you contribute, I'm just going to do kind of a Venmo thing. I think that's just the best way to go about it.
What if instead of like a baby shower, we did a bread shower?
A business shower.
Don't even laugh at that. That was not funny.
No,
It's a
no, a
legitimate
business
idea.
Yeah, a business shower.
A business shower.
Yeah.
Is that something you do in your community?
No. What do you mean, my community?
Right? What's that
You
supposed
know
to mean?
exactly my community.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The whole world knows what I mean by that, Gilmar.
What the
It was not prejudice or racist or anything. The Hispanic community is very supportive of one another.
That's very true.
That's why you guys rise up.
We rise up.
That's why
like
Fat Joe rose to success so quickly.
Yeah, Fat Joe is of my culture. That's true. He says the N word. You're right.
Wait a minute. Do you
What?
say the N word?
Nord? Yeah.
Okay. Whoa, that was a good pivot. I like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
respect that. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Dab up.
That's mine. That's yours.
Anyway, back to the question.
Back to the question. So,
Baby shower.
so
I think that if anyone would like to contribute in any way, that would be lovely. Because what I'd like to do, which I always did with Nord too, is like anytime we had the opportunity to like give back to the community in any way, I always did that. So I would like to take 10% of the donations that I receive and donate it to a woman's place. So that is like my commitment to giving back to the community right away. And like the new tagline for the business is, your community's bakery. So I really would like to involve the community, because there have been so many lovely people who've wanted to just like come in and help like physically if they couldn't donate money or something like that. And I'm definitely open to that too. I'm hoping to have classes and things like that to just like really bring about that like community spirit and, show people how to do it.
Have you seen Nick and Steve's like YouTube videos?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I saw one. I don't was it?
Oh, they have a whole bunch.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They have a plethora
Yeah.
of cool videos. You should check them out.
Yeah.
It doesn't pertain to the question now, so we'll just cut it there. But
just plug it in.
no, it's cool to see what goes into what they do.
Yeah.
And I'd wonder, like, it wouldn't probably be like an all the time thing, but it'd be cool to maybe show, like, when you get up and go and kind of like show like what you're doing, so people can kind of see.
Yeah. I think
what it
that's a
is.
part, like when people were interested before and they wanted to like take over the bakery or buy the bakery. I remember like meeting with them for coffee one day and they were like, we just want you to go through daily operations for like a week, like just kind of break it down. When I tell you, I would like finish talking and they looked like worn out. They were
Just
staring
trying to
at
buy
me
the
like
business because they thought it was like
they just wanted it to remain in the community. It was like kind of beautiful that they wanted to do that for the community. They didn't have any background in food though, and
when it comes to investment, you tend to see the most successful people stick to what they know.
Yeah.
Which sounds ridiculous, but I've learned that kind of lesson. You want to stick to the areas you know about.
Yeah.
because when you start when you start playing around too much, you have to learn those lessons.
Yeah.
That, same thing, like you were in business for 5 years or so. You evolved those lessons. For someone to start, they'd have to learn all of those lessons.
And it was just, I just couldn't in good conscience, like say, yeah, like you guys should do this. I mean, it would have been seen. Like they just had computer, like, accounting backgrounds and that kind of business. And they really wanted to do something like tangible. Like they felt like it would be really fulfilling for them to like have a product at the end of the day and not just something like on a computer that you can't touch. And they really wanted to be able to, keep it going for the community. And it was like a lovely thought. But finally, I mean, we talked about this for like months, and I was just like super honest. I mean, after I gave them the operations for like a week and I was like, yeah, guys, like,
hello,
because they were like, it just seems like it would be fun. I'm like, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you have to be kind of sick and twisted to want to work in the food business in general. Or, you kind of are a certain kind of person if you're an entrepreneur. I mean, it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Damn.
And so I think we should look into creating some kind of crowdfunding video for you. I think that'd be really, really cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, to kind of, I guess.
That's what I was trying to say, but you said it's so nice.
What?
Good for you.
What the hell?
You're so romantic.
Oh, thanks, man. I am Latino.
Crowdfunding video.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah, just kind of, to help spread the word.
That'd be
out
awesome.
there. I mean, what is one point you'd like to touch on, I guess, right now for the people to kind of,
I guess just that I appreciate so much, like, all the well wishes, and that, like, keep all those good positive thoughts and, like, prayers and encouragement coming, because, like, I'm at a point now where I'm going to, like, take all that and turn it into something.
Yeah, see big things in your future.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Thanks.
And I'm also excited for us as we're going to have this. We're going to try this bread.
We're gonna have
Yep.
I'm toying with the idea of, like, keeping the names, like, Swedish, just to hear people, like, butcher the language every time they come in. Like, kanelbulla, that would be, like, your cinnamon bun, or, like, kardemumma bulla. Bulla is the word for, like, these buns. So
what would be the words? Like, could you name the buns, like, butt cheek buns? Like, is that a different word?
Then bulla, yeah, the butt cheek.
Yeah, like, say like, if you wanted to say you had a nice ass in Swedish.
See, these are the things, like, my mom never taught me. Like, when I go to Sweden, it just sucks because, like, my sister and I would, like, get into, like, little scuffles with, like, the neighborhood kids, but we were, like, using curse words from, like, some children's novel from, like, the early 1900s. Like, we'd be like, go to hell with you, you know what I mean? And they're like, what? Like, so we still joke about that I don't know any fun like,
same
curses or like I can't snap back at anyone there. Luckily a lot of people like to curse in English there, so it's like kind of disturbing. You'll see like little kids like 6, 7, 8 years old, and they're just like walking around like fuck you, like, or saying shit. They straight up, they're like shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, kid.
Yeah.
And
what are you doing?
Nobody bats an eyelash.
She's
about
just walking around soaping kids in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
I don't know where your mother's at, but I'm from America.
I'm gonna do
we
this.
got a message
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. That's how it is with my Spanish. My Spanish is pretty formal.
yeah.
So whenever people ask me how to say a certain curse word or a certain phrase, I have no idea because I didn't grow up speaking that way.
Right.
You know who knows?
Who?
Google.
That's true. Google
Yeah.
does know.
Google it.
But off the top of my head, when people ask me and it put me on the spot and I just don't know what to
Yeah.
say. Just like, I don't know. I
Like-
never learned that.
I would say right now, like, your butt would be like a rumpa.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, my cousins, when they listen to this, are going to crack up because that's like me saying, I don't even know what the equivalent in English
Rump.
would be. Yeah. Yeah. Your rump.
Are we gonna have Swedish listeners?
Perhaps I'm going to get this going all the way to Sweden.
Damn.
Wow. So when does, I guess, testing your products and stuff, does that begin after your staging phase? Or?
Yeah, so I'm going to be going to Sweden from August 22nd to August 28th, and then I'm going to come back, and hopefully at that point I can get right back into my bakery, and then I'll start the testing phases. And, like, maybe I'll just, it's going to take a minute to, like, get the starter back up and going again and just kind of, like, just get back in there. I have to have all the equipment serviced. It's all been shut down for months. So I would say that probably, like, my goal was by like June 1st that, and in the interim, I'm going to have lots of like experiments and things that people can come by and just like come and try things and, just have some of my failed attempts.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. If there's ever any invite or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, we'll take all the ugly loaves.
Yeah.
That aren't worth.
Definitely.
Do you have anything else to ask or inquire about, Gilmar?
No, at the
All right,
moment.
cool.
No.
You don't get any more opportunities.
God damn it.
I guess we will put all your information to the new products and stuff in, or at least like the new Instagram and stuff once we have access to that.
Yeah.
We'll put those links and information in the bio and stuff. Because I don't know if we even have that handy.
I don't have an Instagram account yet. But yeah, these are the kind of things that
These are the things we can make happen.
Yeah.
These will happen. But we'll put that information down
Okay.
below. And yeah, damn, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And the sun's not even down
Yeah,
yet.
it says
Right.
lying down.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
thanks for
coming on.
blessing us with
And-
the opportunity to reveal this secret.
And that we are friends and that you didn't reveal too much about our conversations at the when we're out and about. So, all right, and we're going to stop now.
How Gilmar's a closet racist?
What the fuck? You
Yeah.
can't say that. That's not true.
Me and Bianca do a lot of analysis, and we think you just have a little bit of a swagger to you that says that.
Really?
No,
Oh, okay. I was like,
maybe.
what am I doing? I'm just hanging out,
Well,
man.
you just have like this fashion brand. You're good with cameras. Like, it's just a little pretentious.
That means racist.
It leads that way. It's a slippery slope.
Well, I'll try to
It's
be
a
more
slippery
humble.
slope.
I'll try to be more modest.
That's what we're here for. We're keeping you more modest.
Yeah, I'll start wearing
just gonna-
Walmart clothes.
I'm gonna start whispering in your ear. You're just a man.
You don't float. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't.
Float.
You're right, I
This
don't.
isn't a murder. Anyway, if you've been listening to this episode and enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button or like or drop us a comment on the post or reach out to Bianca and tell her how amazing the product is or will be and how excited you are. If you're interested in networking with the community or meeting Bianca or us or any of our guests, a lot of our guests, or being a part of our monthly happy hours, please come out, invite a friend. Honestly, if you're in business and you haven't invited a friend and you come solo every month, you could argue you don't care about your friends.
true.
It's aggressive,
saying.
but it's the truth hurts.
It's the truth, man.
So thanks for listening to this episode. This was Bianca from Swede Sour. Is that
Sweet
it?
and sour.
Swede and sour.
Sweden Sour?
No, Swede and sour.
This was Bianca from Swede and Sour, right?
And.
Are you saying N?
And.
Yeah. And
And.
it's like the end sign.
Oh, ampersand?
Yeah.
And.
Oh, okay. Sweet and.
And.
Sweet ampersand sour.
And sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
But I
a
mean,
wrap.
we're in Philly, so sweet and sour. So.
Hey.
Yo, good damn it. I
Yeah,
can't do anything right.
All right.
All right, we'll see you guys later.